I'm sure a lot of you already know what this mushroom is. This is the morel mushroom. And this mushroom's a perfect introduction to mushroom hunting. This is how I was introduced. It's one of the easiest mushrooms to identify. The morel mushroom has a really distinct look. The top of it has like a spongy-like appearance, honeycomb-like appearance. It has a very thick stem, and the stem is completely hollow. They only get a few inches tall usually. I mean, I have seen some pictures of some really big ones online, but they average just a few inches tall. They have like a nice cone shape to them. This one here that I found was deformed. Sometimes they take on some damage early on as they grow, and so they'll grow into a weird shape, but usually they have a cone shape to them. An easy way to kind of scout out for these things is to lower your eye line down to the ground, and you can sometimes see these cones poking up out of the grass. They grow in the springtime, so you could find them as early as April, probably as late as early June. There's a very rare fall morel mushroom that grows. I have never found one. I've never heard of anybody that I know finding one, so I know they're extremely rare. So you typically want to get out and look for these in the early spring. Right now it's late April, and the ones that I'm finding around my yard are kind of dried up, so I probably could have found them a few days ago. But a lot of people, for Michigan, a lot of people say Mother's Day is like the standard for going out and looking for these things. So I still got a little time to go out and try to find some more. They usually pop up after a good rain. We've been getting a lot of rain this spring, followed by beautiful sunny days. That's usually what these things like, you know, good saturating rain followed by some good sunny warm days, and you'll start seeing them popping up. The yellow morel, which is the ones I'm finding around my yard, they seem to pop up randomly. It just seems like they grow wherever the spore lands. I could be wrong about that. There could be more science to it. It just seems like the yellows I can find in the most random places. Whereas the gray morels, they seem to associate more with like ash and elm trees. Whenever I find a gray morel, there's usually some type of tree nearby that's triggering their growth. But they're a really good mushroom for beginners because they're just so easy to identify. There's not really anything out there like them. These things are very edible. They are a choice mushroom. Restaurants around the world search for these things. Online, I've seen them go for $500 for a dried pound of morel mushrooms. They got a high price tag to them. They're a choice mushroom. Everyone's wanting these. I was only able to find a few of them this year on my property. I'm gonna go out and look for some more. But yeah, I mean, whenever you find these things, you're gonna wanna pick them. They're very good. If you end up with just a few of them, you know, you can use them to complement your steak. But if you end up with a lot of them, you know, you can batter them up and deep fry them, and they make an excellent appetizer. There's all kinds of recipes online for these things. It's a tasty, tasty little mushroom. A very pretty, very odd looking mushroom. I've read online that they had evolved from yeast within the last 100 or 200,000 years. So they're relatively new to planet Earth, but they're a really good mushroom for beginners because they're just so easy to identify. It's always so exciting when you find one of these. We are planning on doing many more foraging videos. Mushrooms, different plants that grow around, a lot of different berries that we'll be growing this summer. I want to try to have some short, informative videos. That way people can learn about some of the great things that grow right in their yard. So stay tuned, subscribe. We got a lot more videos to come. Thanks for watching.